Just seconds before I walked down the aisle, a stranger grabbed my hand and whispered, "Don't marry him. He's lying to you." I froze, my heart stopped, and for a moment, everything went silent. The music, the voices, the laughter, all faded away. I turned to look at her, confused, scared, trying to understand what she meant. But before I could even ask, she tightened her grip and said again, "Please, check his phone." Before it's too late. Her voice was shaking, her eyes filled with fear, like she knew something terrible. And then she let go and disappeared. Just like that, gone. I stood there, unable to move, my mind racing, my chest tight, my hands cold. Who was she? Why would she say something like that? And why did her words feel so real? Just seconds ago, I was about to walk down the aisle and marry the man I loved, the man I trusted, the man I built my entire future around. But now, everything felt uncertain. I met him 3 years ago. It wasn't some dramatic moment. No love at first sight. No grand beginning. Just a normal day. In a small coffee shop, I was waiting for my order. When he walked in, our eyes met, just for a second, and he smiled. I smiled back. That was it. Or at least, that's what I thought. But then he walked over, started a conversation, and somehow, we didn't stop talking. Minutes turned into hours, and hours turned into something more, something real. And slowly, without even realizing it, I fell in love. He was different, at least. That's what I believed. He noticed things others didn't. The small details, the little habits, the things I didn't even realize about myself. He remembered everything. My favorite coffee, my favorite song, the way I laughed when I was nervous. He made me feel seen, important, loved, and I trusted him completely. 1 year later, he proposed. It was perfect. Candles, soft music, a quiet evening, just the two of us. He looked into my eyes and promised me a future full of love, honesty, and happiness. I didn't hesitate. I said yes, because I believed him. I trusted him. I chose him. But looking back now, there were signs, small ones, easy to ignore. Late night calls. He would step outside to take messages he would quickly delete. Moments when he felt distant, like his mind was somewhere else. But every time I asked, he had an answer, a reason, an excuse, something believable. And I believed him, because love makes you blind. It makes you ignore things you shouldn't ignore. And then, the wedding day arrived. The day I had been dreaming about. Everything was perfect. The decorations, the lights, the people, my family, smiling, proud, my friends, excited, laughing, and him, standing at the altar, looking at me, like I was his entire world. I remember thinking, this is it. This is the beginning of everything. But deep inside, something didn't feel right. It wasn't fear. It wasn't nervousness. It was something else. Something heavier. Like a quiet voice inside me, whispering, "Something is wrong." I tried to ignore it. I told myself it was just nerves. That everything was fine. That I was over. But then, the music started. The doors began to open. Everyone was waiting. And that's when everything changed. Her voice, again, echoing in my mind. "Don't marry him." My chest tightened. My breathing slowed. And suddenly, I couldn't move. I turned to my father. "I need a minute." He looked confused. But he nodded. And I walked away. Away from the aisle. Away from everything. The room was quiet. too quiet. And there it was, his phone, sitting on the table, unlocked, like it was waiting for me. I stared at it, my hands shaking, because deep down, I already knew. Once I picked it up, there was no going back. I reached for it, slowly, my fingers trembling, and I opened his messages. At first, nothing seemed wrong. Just normal conversations, work, friends, family. But then, I saw a name I didn't recognize. I clicked it, and everything collapsed. Hundreds of messages, late nights, secrets, plans, photos, promises, all with another woman. My heart pounded, my hands shook, my vision blurred. But I kept reading, because I needed to know how far this lie went. And then, I saw it. After the wedding, we'll tell her everything. I couldn't breathe. Everything inside me broke. And then another message. She trusts me too much. This will be easy. That was it. That was the moment. Everything ended. The love, the trust, the future, gone. In a single second, I dropped the phone, my body shaking, tears streaming down my face. But this time, it wasn't just sadness. It was anger, betrayal, pain so deep, it felt unbearable. And then, it hit me. The woman at the door, she wasn't a stranger. She was the other woman. She knew she couldn't stay silent, and she chose to tell me the truth. I looked at myself. In the mirror, my makeup perfect, my dress beautiful. I looked like a bride, but inside, I felt broken, lost, betrayed. For a moment, I thought about going back, pretending everything was fine, walking down the aisle anyway. But then, I realized I deserved better. I deserved truth. I deserved respect. So I wiped my tears, took a deep breath, and made a decision. I didn't go back to the aisle instead. I walked out, past the guests, past the whispers, past the confusion. I didn't look at anyone. I didn't stop. I just kept walking. Away from the lies, away from him, away from a future that would have destroyed me. That day, I didn't become a bride, but I became something stronger. Someone who chose herself, because sometimes the truth hurts, but sometimes it saves you from a lifetime of lies. And on that day, just seconds before I said I do, the truth saved me. I thought walking away from my wedding would be the hardest thing I'd ever do. But I was wrong. Because what happened after that was even worse. The moment I stepped outside the venue, the air felt different, colder, heavier, like everything I believed in had just been ripped away from me. My hands were still shaking, my heart still racing. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. All I knew was I couldn't go back, not after what I saw, not after what he did. I kept walking, not caring who was watching, not caring what people were thinking, because in that moment, nothing mattered, except one thing, the truth. My phone started ringing, again and again and again. His name flashed on the screen. I stared at it, my chest tightening. For a second, I thought about answering, but then I remembered the messages, the lies, the betrayal. And I declined the call, but he didn't stop. The calls kept coming. And then, a message appeared. Where are you? What are you doing? Everyone is waiting. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it hurt. He was still pretending. Still acting like nothing happened. Like I didn't know. Another message came. This isn't funny. Come back right now. Funny? He thought this was a joke. He thought I would just come back, smile, and say I do. Like everything was normal. like he didn't just plan to destroy my life. I stopped walking. My hands clenched. My heart filled with something new. Not sadness. Not fear. But anger. Real anger. The kind that doesn't just hurt. The kind that changes you. And in that moment, I made another decision. I wasn't just going to walk away. I was going to expose him. I turned around. Slowly. My heart pounding again. But this time, not from fear. From purpose. When I walked back into the venue, everything went silent. People were whispering. Confused. Shocked. My mother looked at me. Tears in her eyes. My father stood frozen. And him. He stood at the altar. Trying to act calm. But I could see it. The panic. The fear. He walked toward me. "What are you doing?" He whispered. "Where did you go?" I looked straight into his eyes. And for the first time, I saw the truth. Not the man I loved, but the man he really was. A liar, a stranger. I didn't answer him. Instead, I walked past him, toward the center of the room, where everyone could see me. Everyone could hear me. My hands were shaking again. But I didn't stop. I turned around, looked at him, and then I held up his phone. The same phone that destroyed everything. "This," I said. "My fiance's phone." The room went quiet. Completely silent. He stepped closer. Trying to stop me. "Don't do this," he whispered. But I didn't listen. Because he didn't listen when he was lying to me. I opened the messages and read them out loud. Every word, every lie, every secret. Gasps filled the room. People looked at him. Shocked, disgusted. His face turned pale. His hands started shaking, just like mine did earlier. But now, it was his turn. "Stop," he said. But I didn't stop. I kept reading. Until there was nothing left. Nothing left to hide. Nothing left to pretend. And then, I lowered the phone. And looked at him one last time. "This is who you are." My voice cracked. "But this is not who I am." I placed the phone in his hand. Stepped back. And took a deep breath. I deserve better. And then, I turned around. And walked away, again. But this time, I didn't feel broken. I didn't feel lost. I felt free. Because the truth was out. The lies were gone, and he was nothing to me anymore. Sometimes, walking away isn't weakness. Sometimes, it's the strongest thing you can do. And that day, I didn't just walk away from a wedding. I walked away from a lie and chose myself. I thought it was over. The moment I walked away, the moment I exposed him, the moment I chose myself, I thought that was the end. But it wasn't. Because some endings don't end quietly. They come back. And they try to pull you back in. I went home that night, still wearing my wedding dress, still feeling the weight of everything that had just happened. The house was silent, too silent. I walked slowly, each step heavier than the last. And then I stopped, looking at myself in the mirror again. The same dress, the same face, but a completely different person. I didn't recognize myself anymore. Not the girl who believed in him. Not the girl who trusted him. That version of me was gone. My phone buzzed. I didn't even need to look. I knew it was him. Call after call. Message after message. He wouldn't stop. Finally, I opened one. "Please, just talk to me. I can explain everything." Explain. Explain what? The lies. The betrayal. Or the fact that he thought I would never find out. Another message appeared. "It's not what you think. Please don't do this." I closed my eyes. Took a deep breath. And for a second, just a second, I felt weak. Because love doesn't disappear instantly. even when it's broken. But then, I remembered everything. The messages, the lies, the way he planned it all. And just like that, the weakness disappeared, replaced by something stronger. Clarity. The next morning, the world felt different. Not easier, but clearer. Like I could finally see things for what they really were. My phone rang again. This time, I answered. Silence. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then his voice, soft, broken. Please, he said, just give me one chance to explain. I didn't respond. I just listened. I made a mistake. It didn't mean anything. I was going to fix everything. Fix everything. By lying. By using me. By planning to destroy me. After the wedding, I finally spoke. My voice calm. Stronger than I expected. You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. Silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. And then he said something that shocked me. Meet me. Just once. Please? I hesitated. Not because I wanted him back, but because I wanted closure. Real closure. So I agreed. We met at the same coffee shop. The place where everything started. He was already there, sitting in the same seat. But he looked different, not confident, not charming, just desperate. His eyes met mine. And for a moment, I saw regret. Real regret. I'm sorry, he said immediately. I never wanted to hurt you. I almost laughed. Because that was the truth. He didn't want to hurt me, but he still did. And that's what mattered. I panicked. He continued. I didn't know how to tell you. I thought I could fix it. Fix it again. That word, like everything, was just a small mistake. Something temporary. Something forgivable. I looked at him. Really looked at him. And for the first time, I felt nothing. No love, no pain, no anger, just nothing. And that's when I knew I was finally free. I don't hate you, I said. His eyes widened, hope suddenly appearing. But then I continued, I just don't need you anymore. And just like that, the hope disappeared. His face fell. The reality hit him. The same way it hit me. But this time, it was his turn. I stood up. No hesitation. No doubt. No fear. This is the last time you'll see me. And I meant it. I walked away. Not looking back. Not stopping. Because some chapters aren't meant to be reopened. Weeks passed. Then months. Life slowly started to feel normal again. But not the old normal. A better one. A stronger one. I focused on myself. On healing. On rebuilding everything I lost. And one day, I realized something. I wasn't broken anymore. I was rebuilt. Stronger, wiser, unstoppable. Because sometimes, the worst moments in your life lead you to the best version of yourself. And as for him, I heard he tried to move on, tried to fix things, tried to pretend everything was fine. But some mistakes don't disappear. They stay. They follow you. They remind you of what you lost. And that day, when I walked away from that wedding, I didn't lose anything. He did. Because I wasn't just a bride. I was someone he would never find again. And this time, I didn't walk away broken. I walked away unbreakable.